Defense, I think you were one that had Ryan Nall stopped a couple times in the backfield. Just didn't wrap up. How much more important is that against a guy like Perkins this week?
It's extremely important because he's such a more dynamic back than the back we had last week. He's a lot quicker. He's real shifty, and he has a lot of speed, so he can get out quickly. So that's our main things we need to wrap up for that.
I just follow up. How frustrating was that for you to have him so many times and have him scored out of there?
It was very frustrating, actually. Because not just I want stats, but it could have made the game go a lot quicker or a lot easier. It gave them a lot more drives because after the missed tackles, he was gaining like another 10 yards before anyone was hitting him. So it put a lot more pressure on the defense than it needed to be.
Leo, Coach Levitt talks about how the defense is a work in progress, but how important is it to get a win like last Saturday to kind of validate the hard work you guys are putting in?
It was extremely important for us because we knew that we were good enough to play with everyone in the Pac-12, but we needed to solidify it and basically show it to everyone else.
Leo, sometimes when JUCO guys come in, there's a narrative about how it's going to be tough for them to fit in the locker room, this, and this. How was that transition for you, and how easy was it for you to blend in with this team?
Oh, the transition was easy because of the team. We got a great team, and everyone was inviting, and that was from the coaching staff on down to the equipment managers. Everyone was extremely inviting coming in, so it made it feel like a family. It was like really no transition period.
Leo, after getting that win, now you move ahead to the last 5 weeks of your schedule. You're playing a ranked UCLA team this week. Is, I guess, the feeling in the locker room, we've got the win off our back, but we know we need to be better to take on the teams we're going to face in this final stretch run, starting with UCLA?
Yeah, that win was great just to, like you said, get the monkey off our back. Now that we have a win in the Pac-12, now we need to turn it up and step it up a little bit more because for the rest of the stretch, we've got a serious teams that we're going to be playing, and we need to really turn it up a notch.
Leo, as you guys were losing some games, players always talked about you got to have a short memory and just turn the page and look at the next one. Is it the same thing on a win? You can't dwell too much on the win. You got to look forward to the next game.
Yeah, definitely. For a win, it has to be short-lived because it's such a quick turnover with how we're starting our weeks and everything, and how quickly we're going to have to play another team. We can't just sit here and just celebrate one win too much because we got another. We got the rest of the season to go.
UCLA is coming off a very impressive win, particularly off a very incredible performance by their quarterback. What are you going to do to stop him?
Pressure. That's the main focus is pressure because he's a serious quarterback when you let him stay in the pocket and you let him be able to get the ball to his playmakers around him. So that's the main thing for us is pressure.
Leo, you characterized yourself in your bio as a late bloomer. Was that because of a lack of physical maturity or overall maturity or what?
I think it was a bit of both. I think just from coming from a JUCO standpoint, it was more like for myself. I knew coming in it was going to be a little bit of a slow roll because I had been a year out of football, and I needed a little bit of time to develop. But yeah, I think I'm coming along pretty well.
What did you do in the year out of football?
Basically just worked out. That was the main thing, is I wanted to keep in shape and be strong when I would come in. But it was nothing compared to, what I was expecting when I got here. It was good. It was a good start, a good basis, but it was nothing compared to.
Do you feel like now that you're slowly getting to a Pac-12 level of play?
Yeah, I do. I think I'm taking it game by game. I'm taking the coaching and, really, really engulfing myself in watching film and different things, basically turning into the Pac-12 player that I need to be.
Leo, you guys held Oregon State to 14 points this weekend. how important is it for you guys to that it shows the improvement that you guys are holding Pac-12 teams to 2 scores?
It's very important because it's finally showing that that our defense is changing. You know, CU is changing as a program, and because the main thing, like the margin of just last year, the margin between these teams was so ridiculous by halftime. Like it's a great point to like for everyone else in the Pac-12 to really see that, you know, CU means business.
Leo, you guys probably aren't allowed to hit Cepho in practice, but can you talk about him as a runner? And McIntyre was talking about how opposing teams probably don't want to hit him a whole lot. Like, what can you say about him as a runner, even though you guys aren't probably allowed to hit him?
As a runner, I think he's deceptive. Let's say that he's very. I think teams underestimate it a lot, and that's when he kind of makes them pay with some of the plays that he makes, especially like in the red zone. I think he makes teams pay for not really thinking that he's a runner.
Have you ever hit him?
No. I probably would have to run. It'd probably be pretty bad for me if I were to hit him. Yeah, gold jerseys are no-go in practice. Yeah.
Anything else for Leo? I'll ask one. Are you surprised how little you seem to come out of the lineup, considering this is your first year at altitude? You've been a couple games where you played almost every snap.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising, but I mean, I guess I kind of just said the heck with it, like this, let's go. And I'm here now, so I mean, after Coach would come to me and he'd be like, so how you feeling? I'm like, I'm feeling good. And he asked me that 3 times, and that's when I'll know like I'm gonna have to play a lot of reps this game. So yeah, it's kind of, it just comes with it now. So yeah, kind of used to it.
Leo, you're from the heart of SEC country. You come out here to Boulder and play in the Pac-12. Coach Mack, just a few minutes ago, called it a grown man's conference. How did you first view the Pac-12? Has it changed in your mind since you've been out here? And I guess you've played with and against SEC players. How does it compare, do you think?
I would say I always thought that the Pac-12 was, a good conference. I used to think that it was second to the SEC, just growing up in the SEC. And coming out here and actually playing in it, it's given me a different perspective on it. I mean, because the guys we're going up against are big and fast, pretty much like the SEC. I say it has changed my thought process a lot. Yeah, Pac-12 is serious. Yeah.